Hey there, and welcome to your very first personal trainer consultation, right here on this explainer. Look, if you're a beginner and you're looking to kick off your strength training journey today, you are in the exact right place. My goal for us today is absolute clarity. We're skipping the confusing jargon, ignoring the extreme internet fads, and just focusing on the proven, science-backed steps you need to optimize your muscle growth, starting right now. Think of me as your personal trainer guiding you through day one. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get ready to build your foundation.
Okay, let's dive right into our game plan. Today's session covers 4 main steps. First, calculating your caloric surplus. Second, dialing in your exact macros. Third, mastering progressive overload. And fourth, prioritizing your nightly rest.
I want you to think of building muscle, kind of like building a house. It requires 4 non-negotiable elements to actually come together. First up, your caloric surplus. That's the fuel, the money that pays for the whole project. Second, your macronutrients, specifically protein. Those are the literal bricks used to build the walls. Third is your training or progressive overload. That's the labor, the signal that tells the workers exactly where to put those bricks. And finally, your nightly rest. That is when the construction actually happens. If we remove even one of these elements from our blueprint, well, the house just doesn't get built.
So let's head into the kitchen for step 1, calculating your caloric surplus.
Now, a caloric surplus simply means you're taking in more calories than you're burning throughout the day. You see, creating brand new muscle tissue takes a ton of energy. If you're just eating at maintenance or worse, in a deficit, your body simply won't prioritize building new muscle. But, and this is a big but, there is a biological limit to how much muscle your body can actually create at once. If you eat way too many calories, that excess isn't going to magically turn into extra muscle. It's just going to be stored as fat. So we really need to find that sweet spot.
And that sweet spot, it actually looks a little different depending on your biology. Men generally want to aim for a 15 to 20% increase over their maintenance calories. That's usually around 250 to 500 extra calories a day. Women, on the other hand, should aim for a slightly lower surplus, around 10 to 15%, which equals about 125 to 250 extra calories. And the reason for this difference really comes down to hormonal profiles. Men naturally have much higher levels of testosterone, and that creates a highly propitious environment for muscle creation, meaning they can effectively utilize a slightly larger surplus. So you might be wondering, how do I even know if I got this surplus right? Well, you keep an eye on the scale, but you do it with realistic expectations. The absolute ideal rate of weight gain for men is 200 to 250 grams per week. For women, it's about 100 to 150 grams a week. If you're gaining much faster than that, you're likely just putting on unnecessary fat. But if your weight isn't moving at all, your surplus is too small and you just need to bump up those daily calories a bit.
Moving right along to step number 2, getting your exact macros for muscle growth dialed in.
Now, what's really interesting about the breakdown we're showing here is how precise you can be. I'd highly recommend grabbing your phone and taking a quick screenshot of this table so you have your formula ready to go. For protein, your target is 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. For your fats, you want 0.6 to 1.5 grams per kilogram, with 1 gram being the absolute ideal for healthy hormone production and clean weight gain. Once you've got those proteins and fats calculated, you simply fill the rest of your daily caloric surplus with carbohydrates. Carbs are super essential here because they're going to provide that intense energy you need for your gym sessions.
Now, if calculating in kilograms isn't your thing and you prefer pounds, no problem. A fantastic rule of thumb recommended by dietitians is to consume 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So just to do the math real quick, if you weigh 175 pounds, that translates to roughly 125 grams of protein per day. I do want to just pause for a second here to reassure you. You absolutely do not need to drown yourself in protein shakes, and you definitely don't need to be chugging raw egg whites like Rocky Balboa. The fitness industry loves to push these extreme levels of protein, sometimes telling people they need 2 grams per pound, but the science shows that's completely unnecessary. Hit that 0.7 grams per pound and you're going to be perfectly set up for growth.
But hey, it's not just about the total amount of protein, right? It's also about how you distribute it. To really optimize what scientists call muscle protein synthesis, you should try to spread your protein out across at least 3 meals during the day. Specifically, and for 0.40 to 0.55 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight in each of those meals. Doing this ensures your body has a constant, steady supply of those bricks we talked about earlier.
All right, let's step out of the kitchen and into the gym for step 3, the progressive overload rule.
And this brilliantly illustrates our mindset. Look, on day one, your goal is absolutely not to go in there and lift the heaviest weight in the gym. Your goal is to start light, master the fundamental movements, and submit your muscles to controlled tension. Training stimulates growth by creating these tiny micro tears in the muscle fibers. It's the quality of the tension, not the size of your ego, that actually gets results.
So if you're stepping into the gym today, here's the exact simple beginner routine I want you to run with. Commit to just 3 days a week. Focus on basic multi-joint exercises. Think squats, presses, rows, because those give you the absolute best return on investment. Do 3 sets per exercise, aim for 12 to 15 reps, and make sure you take a solid 60 to 90 seconds of rest between sets. This right here is going to build an incredible foundational base of strength and technique for you.
Now here's where that progressive overload magic actually happens. Your body is amazingly adaptive. If you lift the same weight for the exact same reps every single week, your body has literally no reason to grow. You have to force it to adapt. Look at the timeline we have laid out here. In week 1, maybe you do 3 sets of 8 reps at 50 kilos. In week 2, you don't jump to 60 kilos. You just try to do 3 sets of 9 reps with that same 50 kilos. Then, by week 3, you drop back to 8 reps, but you bump the weight up just a tiny bit to 52.5 kilos. That gradual, steady increase, that is the ultimate secret to continuous muscle growth.
Which brings us to our final and honestly maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. Step 4, prioritize your nightly rest.
Here's a fun fact that surprises a lot of beginners. Your muscles actually don't grow while you're in the gym. They grow while you're in bed. The gym is just the stimulus. When it comes to actual recovery and growth, this number is absolute law, 7 to 9. You need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every single night. If you're cutting this short, you are actively sabotaging all the hard work you just put in at the gym and in the kitchen.
So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding the biological magic that happens when you hit that 7 to 9 hour mark. During deep sleep, your body goes to work repairing those micro tears in your muscle fibers, basically making them thicker and stronger. Sleep also maximizes your natural production of testosterone and human growth hormone. Plus, it prevents overtraining, significantly lowers your risk of joint and muscle injuries, and fully restores your energy reserves so you can tackle your next workout with just as much intensity.
All right, we've laid out the complete day one blueprint for you. You know exactly how to calculate your caloric fuel, you know your precise macronutrient bricks, you understand the labor of progressive overload, and you know the mandatory construction time required through sleep. You've got all the tools a personal trainer would hand you on your very first day. So I'm going to leave you with this. What is the very first step you are going to take today to lay your foundation? Are you going to calculate those macros right now? Are you going to go schedule your 3 gym days? The blueprint is in your hands. Now it's time to build.